Hello and welcome to My Thoughts Exactly. I've already started to make my Halloween decorations for the big Halloween episode on October 31st. You won't want to miss it. Today on the show we have Key West artist Pam Hobbs. I spoke with Pam the other day on a Zoom call. It was a great interview and I can't wait to share it with you. Pam has been working as an artist in Key West for many, many years. I've known her from the early 80s. She's a terrific person and I can't wait to show you her beautiful paintings. So let's get going while I get back to figuring out how to make a crescent moon out of this. Oh well. Hello, Pam. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Hi, Charles. How are you? It's so great to see you, and I love your purple shirt.
Oh, thank you so much. Um, they're doing a little construction upstairs, so there may be some knocking every now and then. So we'll ignore it. Or if your phone, oh, you said you didn't bring your phone, so it won't ring. But listen, if something crazy happens, like a fly lands on my head, tell me about it, and I'll do the same for you.
I think it's more attracted to the white hair, though.
Well, let's get back to you, Pam. I'm a big fan of yours. I always have been. And when I think of the streets of Key West, I see them in my mind as depicted in your colorful and vibrant paintings of local life. Give us a little bit of background how you arrived in Key West and what drew you to the island.
Well, I arrived in a black convertible uh, with a man I met in Cape May because I used to summer in Cape May, and he owned a house and he was an artist, and he said, "Let's go." And I had one more year at the Kansas City Art Institute, and my mother freaked out and said, "Oh my God, she's never going to finish school." But I did, and I came down and I saw it, and I went, I have found my people, and this is my place, and I've been here 40 plus years, so it's been a good relationship, I think.
Wow. Uh, Now you mentioned you went to the Kansas City Art Institute. What do you think your art would have looked like had you not found Key West?
Well, it's funny, I was trained in the fiber department. I wanted to be a weaver, so I was weaving, and all of a sudden my designs became, weaving is very linear. I was making tapestries and rugs and things, and I realized I loved fabric. So I started designing fabric and doing batiking and silk screening, which then led to paintings, of course. But my colors were all earth tones and very rich browns and grays and umbers. And when I came back from Key West the first time and I went back to school, my colors exploded. My instructor said, "What happened?" I came up with this piece with purple, red, and yellow. And she's like, "Oh, that's not going to work." And I went, "I'm going to show you." And it changed entirely from there. Red and blue next to each other and turquoise and purple. And, it makes my heart feel good. So.
Well, the colors in your work are amazing. Now, you've been in Key West since 1976, I believe. Is that the
I
year?
think, yes, I'm horrible with dates, but I think that was the first time I came. I'm not sure what years were you here?
81, 81,
Oh, wow.
82, 81 and 82. So you were here a little while already,
Right.
right? Now, has Key West changed a lot over the years? And if so, how?
Well, it's funny, people always go, "Oh, you must have seen a huge change." And yes, of course, but every tourist town does change. And, some changes are for the good, some, maybe not so, but deep down, if you get off the main drag, the people are the same, very generous, friendly. I still have friends from 40 years ago that I may not see all the time, but we're still here. There are some beautiful galleries and there's wonderful art and music and theater in this town too.
Well, Key West is a very insular place. It's part of the United States, and yet in many ways it's not. You've gotten married and raised children on the island. And tell us a little bit about the experience of raising a family in Key West. It's so unique.
Well, I didn't have any any worries about it. You know, my children grew up going to all the events and meeting all my friends. And yes, this is Auntie Wayne. This is Auntie Joe. And they got it. There would be drag queens at birthday parties, and they didn't even blink. And I think they had a wonderful upbringing. We did travel a lot, so they got to see other parts of the country. They had a good base for very, very much diversity in their lives here.
I want to talk about your studio. Your studio, the work behind you looks fantastic. Can you turn your camera around and show everyone your studio?
Yes, well, that side is rather messy, but I will. But I have a wonderful space in a wonderful building. Oh, it is messy looking, but I have a beautiful view at my work table, and here's my work table with all my paints, and I'm working on painting a guitar for a fundraiser. So yes, it's a working studio, and I'm here almost every single day. It's my job. So
yeah, it's the studios of Key West on Eaton Street.
Three-story building.
Three-story building, and it's what I would say a consortium of local artists in different studios. Give us a history of this very unique place.
Well, I think at one point, I don't know how many years, I've been with them for 6 or 7 years. Maybe 12 years ago, someone said we need a place for the arts and studio spaces. And, it has evolved into a nonprofit, and we have expanded so much that we had to move to this big, beautiful building, which they bought. And it has a theater, it has gallery space, it has about 10 studios up here on the 3rd floor. And they do wonderful, wonderful work. Like right now they have the Remarkable People of Key West, which is the MARC organization. Things are a little different this year, but there still will be classes, workshops.
They do a lot of play readings and interviews. Now, since the pandemic has kind of upended life across the country, but I think more so on Key West, which is so heavily reliant on tourism, how has it been there?
Well,
people back spending money in Key West, right?
I'm hearing different things from different people. For me, it's been very slow this last part of the summer, but that is always the case. There's not as many people during hurricane season, for one, and school started, and so there's not a lot of traveling. But unfortunately, a lot of businesses were forced to close because they just, depended on too much on the tourists. And if they weren't doing well before, then, things, went downhill quickly. But, we're hanging in there.
So you have some fun projects going on, which is excellent.
Yes, I try to keep really busy, and I hustle. I do. Nobody's going to buy my art if they can't see it. So I say Facebook works. It works. So
it works, and that's why I want to put your work on my little show. This way, people can see it, and then maybe you get some people. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I want to talk about Fantasy Fest, which is such a fantastic thing that is known in Key West. Tell people who are watching this show what Fantasy Fest is. I know, but I want you to describe what it is.
Well, I think it started like over 30 years ago as a way to bring people into town during this quiet time before the holidays. And 2 local businessmen said, let's have a big party around Halloween, and they called it Fantasy Fest. And there's always a parade, and it's evolved over the years, and more people come. They want to get involved in all the activities. There's parties, parades, events, contests. Unfortunately, this year it has been canceled in June, but I'll be staying home.
Okay, well, good. Okay, keep yourself safe and healthy.
Yes.
But this will eventually pass, and we can get on to things that we enjoy in our past.
Yes.
But we have
like traveling and seeing more friends, and just getting out more. Yeah, I miss my happy hours, but I can happy hour at home anytime. So
You can happy hour on Zoom these days.
yes. Come to
Everything
your
is Zooming.
I want to come to your happy hour Zoom party.
Yes. Okay, that's a deal. Well, I want to thank you. I know you're very busy, and I want to thank you for sharing your time and your beautiful artwork with us. And I want to tell everyone who's watching to check out Pam Hobbs' website. I'll put it up on the screen. You have wonderful prints for sale there. I was looking at them. They're beautiful. And I just want to mention to everyone watching, the holidays are coming up. You can always commission a painting from Pam for your special someone. That's all I'll say. So thank you, Pam, for your
Thank
time.
you.
And
Charles, it's always a delight to see you, and my greetings to your lovely husband, and I hope I'll see you in Key West soon.
that's a date. So you be well. Keep Key West
You too.
strong for us. Please, we need it. And I know you are great. Okay,
Love
bye-bye.
you, Charles.
Love you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I hope you enjoyed that interview with Pam Hobbs. Please check out her website. She's got beautiful, beautiful prints for sale. A few other great things that happened this week. Yesterday, I got a copy of one of Neil Patrick Harris's books. He has a series of 4 middle grade books for children. This is the first book in the series. It was written in 2017, called The Magic Misfits. It's about this boy named Carter who runs away to become a magician and joins a carnival circus. It's wonderful. There are even magic tricks throughout the whole book. And this one teaches you how to roll a coin across your fingers. So it's something that I want to practice, and I want to read to our nephew Redding when he gets a little bit older. Something else we did, we watched last night, Kirk and I watched last night on YouTube through a private link, Karen Mason's concert from Don't Tell Mama from 2015. When she did a 5-week engagement at Don't Tell Mama. It is a wonderful, wonderful concert. Karen Mason is a Broadway performer. She was in the original cast of Mamma Mia. She was also on Broadway in Sunset Boulevard. And it's a terrific show. I can't recommend it enough. Now, there are 2 more performances left. Today, Saturday, October 17th at 2 p.m. and tomorrow, Sunday, October 18th at 3 p.m. Now, if you go to her website, you can find the link to get a ticket. It's $15 per person. I highly recommend it. It's a wonderful show, and she sings a great deal of wonderful songs. So thanks for watching, everybody. See you next week. I need to get back to making Halloween decorations for the big October 31st episode. Bye.